undeserved, it is unmerited, but yet it is God's favor towards us. Didn't deserve it. Didn't do anything to merit it. God simply gave me the favor of his grace. It was by his grace that we are saved. That's according to Ephesians 2 and 8. For by grace you are saved through faith, and not of yourselves. It is a gift of God. Grace is the salvation that is provided us, that God gave us in order to continually bless us on the other side of the cross. In order for God to provide us with continual grace, he had to initiate grace by providing salvation through Jesus Christ. Are y'all with me? And that lets me know that grace is linked to the death, burial, and resurrection of Christ Jesus. Because it is by God's grace that while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. Is this too Sunday school for y'all? You know, and as a result of his death and his resurrection, God is able to continually provide us with his favor. We were chosen by grace. That according to Romans chapter 11, verse 5. We were justified by grace. That according to Romans chapter 3, verse 20, allowed you to get up this morning. Are y'all hearing me? As a matter of fact, it wasn't the alarm clock, but it was his grace that woke you up this morning. You touched your feet on the ground by God's grace. You had breakfast by God's grace. You got dressed by God's grace. You left by God's grace. You came here by God's grace. As a matter of fact, you didn't slip and fall because of God's grace. Second Corinthians 12 and 9 makes sense when it reads, my grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Because when I am weak, he is strong. When I am down, he holds me up. When I'm out of sorts, he keeps me from losing my mind. I don't know if you can relate to this, but grace has kept me from flipping out. Is there anybody in this room that grace has kept you from flipping out, kept you from losing your cool, kept you from cussing somebody out? I know that's too real for some of y'all, but in good times and in bad times, God's grace has helped me through a mighty situation. Watch this, because when I can't, God can. When I can't make it through, God helps me make it through. God can make a way out of no way. God, Jehovah Jireh, is my provider. He can do it each and every time. When I slip, God doesn't slip. Do I have a witness in here? He can do anything but. He can do anything but. He can do anything but fail. I need you to get that in your spirit this morning. Because nothing is impossible for God. I tell your neighbor, God can. Your test is that you never know how strong you really are until you've been put in a position or a place to have to endure. I wish somebody in here knew what I was talking about. See, endure means to bear or to suffer pain, sorrow, or destructive forces without being injured or having to give up. Somebody in this room is secretly enduring pain. Somebody in this room is secretly enduring sorrow. Somebody in this room is secretly enduring hardship. You don't want anybody to know because it's embarrassing. But somewhere in your spirit, you have decided, like David over in Psalm 27, the Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The strength of my life. Whom shall I be afraid? When the wicked, even my enemies and my foes, came up against me to eat my flesh, they stumbled and fell. Anybody here have a testimony this morning? David says one thing over in 27. He said, one thing I desired of the Lord, that I will seek after, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, whether I'm here or there, whether it's now or later. That's the one thing I desire, that I may live in the house of God. Somebody said, as for me and my house, we are going to serve the Lord. I don't know about you, but some nappy-head teenager might be getting on your nerve. Some uncooperative husband might be getting on your nerve. Some wife is getting on your last nerve. But you have to put your foot down and just declare, as for me and my house. Woo! When my foot slipped, thy mercy, oh Lord, held me up. Within me, thy comforts delight my soul. You know, sometimes we think in the wrong way.
Experience in the land of God. Walk through the marketplace. Marvel at the glorious temple. Walk where Jesus walked. Witness Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane as he called upon his Father to remove the cup. Watch in horror as they beat Jesus and hung him on an old rugged cross. Then see the empty tomb and witness the resurrected Jesus at the temple. Go with us to the Holy Lands, which will never be the same.